Hello everybody, I'm Captain JK, and I'm flying Boeing 787 as a captain. Today I turned on my camera here in Barcelona, Spain. It's raining outside. There are quite many things that you should not do or should do during the takeoff or landing. Normally, flight attendants would let you know what they are. I mean, they actually ask you not to do something during takeoff or landing. Today, I'm going to deal with do's and don'ts in the airplane during the takeoff or landing, and why. Most of the things regarding today's topic have a lot to do with the emergency that we might have during takeoff or landing. Encountering an emergency, such as crash landing or veering off of the runway during high-speed rejected takeoff, chances are very, very low, I know, but it could happen. Window screens. As you all know, all the airplanes have lots of side windows, so you can see outside through the windows. And they all have plastic sunshades, or sometimes they're electrically dimmed, like in Boeing 787. I believe that many of you already know why the sunscreen should fully open during the takeoff or landing, in the case that the airplane crashes. Flight attendants and passengers should be able to check outside through the windows. And in order to determine the direction of the evacuation, or which door should be used and which one should not, there could be fire in one side, or if the airplane ended up tilted, some of the evacuation slides may not be used. Then you might be using the other side of the aircraft for evacuation. Imagine, if some of the windows are blocked, it may not be possible for crews to check outside. Then the evacuation could be delayed, which we don't want. Please remember, a few more seconds may not save your life. Light dimming. Flight attendants dim the cabin lighting during takeoff and landing. Why would they do that?
안전한 이륙을 위하여 기내 조명을 조절하겠습니다.
This also has to do with the emergency evacuation. Have you heard about dark adaptation? Human eyes need some time to adapt a sudden transition to darkness from bright light. So our eyes should be fully adapted to darkness in order to see things clearly at night in case of an emergency. So we can safely evacuate the aircraft with a minimum delay. Pilots dim or even turn off the cockpit lights at least 30 minutes prior to touchdown for safe landing. Seatbacks, tray tables, and leg supports.
Please put your seat back to the upright position and stow the tray table and leg support.
You can never imagine how chaotic in the cabin in case of an emergency. As you can see, seats in the cabin are quite dense, and the spaces between seats are not very generous. When passengers think that something went wrong, they'll try their best to get out of the airplane. It'll be totally different from normal deboarding. It's just a basic instinct of a human being. So, in this situation, some of seatbacks may prevent people from getting through. This is also why you should put your bags in the overhead bin or under the seat in order to leave the path clean. Now, I'm going to give you 2 things that you might be doing in the airplane for your safety or health. Number 1, stay awake during takeoff and landing. I see many passengers are sleeping during takeoff and landing. Some of them put eye masks and earphones. You know, there'll be a dramatical pressure change in the cabin during takeoff or landing. For this reason, the air inside your ear will be trapped, and that'll cause some pain. As the airplane climbs, this pressure difference will also increase. But oftentimes, this trapped air will come out automatically, but not always. Then you should do something to release the trapped air inside your ears. It's gonna be yawning, or chewing gums, or drinking some water. And if you think these are not enough, you should pinch your nose and blow. This is called Valsalva. If you were sleeping, this pressure change will cause some pain in your ears. Sometimes you will get dizzy or nosebleed. If it's really bad, you will get an ear infection. Barefoot, slippers, and shoes. Which one do you prefer to have during takeoff and landing? In the case that the airplane crashes during takeoff or landing, there might be lots of debris of this and that. It could be a piece of glass or anything sharp. You don't want to end up stepping on the pieces of glass on the way out. Well, if you happen to be very much optimistic, you might say that, airplane crash is going to be never happening to me anyway. But like I told you earlier in this video, things can always happen unexpectedly. So please put your shoes back on prior to landing and take them off after airplane is airborne safely. The very last thing, seatbelt. I still see quite many passengers are releasing their seatbelts right after landing. I know people hate to be tied up on the seat, or sometimes for some ridiculous reasons they do that. One of my friends told me one day, he does that just because he wants to look like a frequent flyer. What? I smashed him on his back so hard. How stupid you are. Wake up, buddy. No one thinks that you would be a frequent flyer only because you released the buckle right after landing. Taxiing speed of the airliners can be up to 30 knots, which is about 56 kilometers per hour or 35 miles an hour. Even when they slow down for entering the gate, speed is still 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. Pilots can slam on the brakes at any time for any unexpected reasons. If you're not buckled up, you will end up hitting the seatback in front of you and you'll get injured. It's only 5 to 10 minutes. Please do not release the buckle until the captain turns off the seatbelt sign. Please keep yourself safe. Okay, today we've talked about some do's and don'ts during takeoff and landing. Once again, things can happen to you at any time. Please bear that in mind. Thank you so much for watching today. I'm Captain JK in Barcelona, Spain.
카바가 여기 나는 샴페인이야?
아, 그런 식으로. 맛있어?
거기가 더 싸면은 진짜 집에 쳐들어간다 내가.
야, 이게 오리지널 하모니구나.
엄청 화려하네.
Okay, see you in my next video. Bye bye.